17-year-old Zara Williams stepped onto Flight 447, her first-class boarding pass clutched firmly in her hand. The crisp white paper showed Seat 2A, but as she approached the luxurious leather seats, whispers began to ripple through the cabin. "Excuse me, Miss." Maya Chen, the lead flight attendant, approached with a forced smile. "I need to see your boarding pass again." Zara handed it over, confusion flickering across her face. "Is there a problem?" Maya examined the pass with exaggerated scrutiny, her eyes narrowing. "This seems unusual. How did you afford a first-class ticket?" The question hung in the air like poison. Passengers craned their necks, phones discreetly appearing to record the unfolding drama. An elderly white woman in EB shook her head disapprovingly. "I don't understand," Zara said, her voice steady despite the humiliation burning in her chest. "My ticket is valid." Maya's lips pressed into a thin line. "I'm sorry, but I need to call security. Something doesn't add up here." "Please don't," Zara pleaded, but Maya was already reaching for her radio, her decision made before the conversation even began. Two security officers, Jake Miller and Sam Rodriguez, arrived within minutes, their heavy footsteps echoing through the first-class cabin. The tension became suffocating as more passengers turned to watch the spectacle unfold. "What's the situation here?" Jake asked, his stern gaze fixed on Zara. Maya stepped forward eagerly. "This young lady has a suspicious first-class ticket. I believe it might be fraudulent." Zara's hands trembled slightly, but her voice remained controlled. "Officers, my ticket is completely legitimate. I have my ID and confirmation number. These tickets cost thousands of dollars," Maya insisted, her voice dripping with skepticism. "She's clearly not old enough to afford this herself." Sam examined Zara's documents while passengers openly recorded with their smartphones, their faces mixing curiosity with uncomfortable awareness of what they were witnessing. "Everything appears to be in order," Sam said hesitantly, but Jake shook his head. "We still need to verify this further," Jake declared. Zara took a shaky breath and pulled out her phone. "I need to make one call," she said quietly, dialing a number with steady fingers. "Dad, I need you at gate 12 immediately. There's been a situation." Her calm tone carried an undercurrent of authority that made several passengers exchange nervous glances. Within 10 minutes, the boarding area erupted in whispers as a tall, distinguished black man in an impeccably tailored navy suit strode purposefully toward gate 12. His confident presence commanded immediate attention, and airline staff began exchanging worried glances. "Sir, you can't just walk onto the aircraft," Maya called out, but her voice faltered when she saw his face. The man's piercing eyes swept the scene, taking in his daughter surrounded by security officers and the crowd of onlookers. His jaw tightened with controlled fury. "I'm Marcus Thompson," he announced, his voice carrying the unmistakable authority of someone accustomed to being obeyed. "Chief Executive Officer of Skyline Airlines." The color drained from Maya's face as recognition dawned. Gasps rippled through the cabin as passengers realized they were witnessing something extraordinary. "This is my daughter, Zara Thompson," Marcus continued, his voice steady but dangerous. "And I want to know exactly why she's being treated like a criminal for boarding a flight that I personally arranged for her." Maya's hands began to shake as she stammered, "Sir, I didn't know. I was just doing my job, your job." Marcus stepped closer, his presence filling the space. "Your job is to provide excellent customer service, not to profile passengers based on their appearance." The security officers stepped back, suddenly understanding the gravity of their mistake. Jake cleared his throat nervously. "Mr. Thompson, we sincerely apologize." Zara stood beside her father, her dignity restored, watching as the tables turned completely. Marcus raised his voice so every passenger could hear clearly. "What happened here today represents everything that is wrong with discrimination in our society. My daughter was judged solely by the color of her skin, not by her character or her legitimate right to be here. The cabin fell silent as his words cut through the tension like a blade of truth. Maya Chen, Marcus turned to the trembling flight attendant. Your employment with Skyline Airlines is terminated immediately. Racial profiling has no place in our company or anywhere else. Maya's face crumpled as the reality of her actions hit her fully. Security escorted her away as passengers watched in stunned silence. Marcus then addressed the crowd with renewed purpose. Effective immediately, Skyline Airlines will implement mandatory bias training for all employees. We will establish a zero-tolerance policy for discrimination of any kind. He placed a protective arm around Zara's shoulders. My daughter handled this situation with grace and dignity that I'm proud of. She represents the future we're building together, one where everyone is treated with respect regardless of their race. Spontaneous applause erupted from several passengers who had witnessed the entire ordeal. The elderly woman from EB approached Zara with tears in her eyes. I'm sorry I didn't speak up earlier, she whispered. You deserve so much better. As father and daughter walked toward their seats together, hope flickered in the hearts of everyone who witnessed justice served and dignity restored.